A fine time to close a border. The news is dire. There are rumors that our warden brothers and sisters in Ferelden have all perished. Without the Grey Wardens, the blight will take Ferelden. Then it will undoubtedly spread. It will go north to Navarra and the Marches. It will come west to Orlais. At the head will be an archdemon, and in its wake will come thousands upon thousands of darkspawn. We must be ready to stare squarely into the eyes of oblivion. Many of you have asked why we remain here when such threats are mounting in the east. The problem, you see, is not a new one for us. Politics. To say Ferelden and Orlais have been at odds is an understatement. These two are like dogs and cats. We wardens are Orlesians by address only, but that does not seem to matter to Ferelden's leaders. Word is that the king of Ferelden is dead, and his successor, Logan MacTyr, decrees that no warden set foot in the country. MacTyr, a national hero who helped expel invading Orlesian forces from Ferelden, seems to have it out for our order too. Maybe he doubts our abilities. Maybe he is more foolish than the history books make him out to be. This is why we must wait, even as Ferelden willingly welcomes its fate. What's up, guys? So I'm finally gonna talk about Sir Beefcakes. What? Okay, fine, not that kind of talk. We're gonna talk about Blackwall. Damn. All joking aside, though, I'm gonna be doing a video of these, or at least I'm gonna try to make a video of these. Who is blah 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 in Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to try to cover all of the companions and advisors, and just go over who they are and what we know about them so far. So when it comes to Blackwall, he's obviously a new character. We do have the letter from Blackwall from in the world of Thedas, which was really exciting when I saw it. I was like, Blackwall? My Blackwall? So we don't know a lot about him yet, but I will be talking about what we do know and a little bit of my speculation when it comes to the character. So this should be pretty fun. So Blackwall is a warrior. He is mostly depicted as a sword and shield, but you could level up the characters however you want. I'm going to most likely be leveling up Blackwall as a two-hander, as a damage dealer. And I think my sword and shield is most likely going to be Cassandra. Isn't it weird that Blackwall is like the only character out of all the companions? Think about it. That we haven't heard, like officially heard in the demos. You could barely hear him, and people were like, wait, we've heard Blackwall before? Like, some people don't even know. Some people didn't even hear him. It's just like one little line. We did hear him in a live stream, which was really nice. We've heard Sarah. We've heard Josephine. We've heard Dorian. We've heard Iron Bull. We've heard Varric, obviously, Cassandra. Solas. We've heard Cole. Not a lot, but we heard him in a trailer. Vivienne, we've heard in the trailer. And Cullen, obviously. Everyone except Blackwall. Why is that? Why is he the one that is so hidden? If you look for footage for the companions, you will be able to find some footage on most of them. A lot of footage on some of them. A few footage on most of them. But nothing on Blackwall. I had a very selfish and conceited idea in my head. I was like, they're playing with me. They're toying with me. They know that I want to see him, and they're not doing it. One of the live streams, I'm not going to forget this. Cameron Lee and, oh my god, I don't remember his name. Someone else. We're doing the live stream, and they were going around Skyhold, and Cameron Lee actually mentioned my name. They passed by the mount area, and he was like, oh, Blackwall's over there, and you can see him walking around. And I was like, oh my god. And I was in the stream, and I'm like, go talk to him. They probably didn't even see that I said that in the stream. He's like, oh, there's Blackwall. GamerMD likes to call him beefcakes. And he's like, we could go talk to him, but we won't. In the stream, I was like, hell nah. Now, that's just me being conceited and thinking that everything that the freaking world revolves around me. I mean, that's probably not why, you know, that he was trying to poke at me. I think it was probably spoiler related. It was probably in a part in the game where he was probably going to start talking about something, maybe something in this related to the story. So it was most likely spoiler related. But I don't know why they haven't shown that much about Blackwall. At the same time, I'm kind of glad. As much as I want to see more of him and hear him and stuff like that, I kind of don't. Like, a little part inside me doesn't want to see that much of Blackwall, because I want that to be fresh when I play the game, because he's the one that I'm just dying to get to know. I don't know why. It's just something. Ever since I saw him, ever since the first time I saw him, the very first concept arts, I was so intrigued, because he's one of the only companions that you've ever had that is an older character. He's well trained. He's experienced. He's a Grey Warden. You know, it captivated me from the very beginning. I mean, the first time I knew he was a Grey Warden, I was like, dude. One of my favorite characters of all time when it comes to Dragon Age is Duncan. So when I saw him and I was like, oh my god, he kind of looks like Duncan, and he's an older Grey Warden, and he's probably gonna be that like mentor type of figure. I was so excited. I was like, dude. And then he just looks awesome. I fell in love with the way he looked like in concept art. Like, that's where I fell in love with him. That's my favorite way that Blackwall looks like, is in the concept art, because he's got the gray. He looks a little more mature. He looks a little more interesting, like where you're just like captivated by him in the concept art. Now, like I said, we haven't seen close-up pictures or close-up footage of him in game. So I'm not sure if maybe the lighting, you can't see the gray in his hair here in the beard. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just the lighting. Obviously, if he doesn't have the gray, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh my god, no, cancel pre-order, nope, sorry, bye. Obviously not. I would love for him to have the gray and all that, because I think it would add so much more personality to him, especially him being an older character. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so intrigued with Blackwall, is more so than the way he looks. Like, I joke a lot about how hot he is and all that, and he is good looking. But I'm more intrigued to know his story. I want to know where he is in his life as a Grey Warden. Of course, oh no, oh hell nah. Do you guys see that? There's like a little freaking bug. You guys just experienced a war right now. So let me lead into that. First, let me go into the things that we do know about Blackwall. So just a little while ago, not long ago, maybe like a month ago, we finally found out who Blackwall's voice actor is. It was so hidden. Nobody would say anything about it. And I was like, why? We know everyone except for him. I don't know when they were waiting to tell us. Now, this could have been maybe contractual, you know, where the actor, the actual voice actor, wanted that in the contract, where it's like, well, don't reveal me until something like that. I don't know, maybe. We know, but it was almost by accident. Someone on Twitter, I don't know how they guessed it. I do not know how they guessed that it was him. His name is Alistair Parker, and I could have sworn he was, Blackwall's voice actor was more recognizable, where I was like, man, I've heard him either in Game of Thrones, I've heard him in another BioWare game. I was so sure. I was like, oh my god, is he I thought of Fable 3, and someone actually told me he was in Fable 3, but I was thinking he was maybe Walter Beck. I forgot his name, the actor's name, but Theoden? King Theoden? Is that his name? From Lord of the Rings? I was like, Alistair Parker, who is this? And I looked, been in like theater and like commercials and in Britain. It was so weird for someone to just guess it. So I don't know if that was posed, you know, like if that was done on purpose or what, or if this person really did just nail it. If they did, if they just guessed, man, it's total props to them. They asked Caroline Livingston, she's the voice director for BioWare games, for most BioWare games. The funny thing, he looks just like Blackwall. It's almost too adorable. I'm like, man, I need to meet this guy. I need to shake his hand. He's big. He's got the barrel chest. he's got the black hair, the black beard. If it was a coincidence, that was a really crazy coincidence because he looks like him a lot. Not like exactly like him, but it's very, they're very, very similar. So he is a romance. He's a female only romance, any race, which I was super happy about. I was hoping for him to be a romance from the get-go, from day one, or since we knew he was a follower. I was like, oh my god, I hope he's a romance. I want to romance him, and I just wanted to, because not so much because of the way he looks. I mean, obviously his looks do play a role, but more because of his story. And if that story, people are saying that Blackwall is going to be the Thane of Dragon Age Inquisition. What that means, obviously, is that it's going to be freaking heart-wrenching. That person is probably going to end up not in a good position. Like Thane was sick and he was terminally ill, and it's like, oh my god, you know, should I even romance him because he's gonna freaking die on me and it's gonna rip my heart out. That's what people are thinking that is going to be the issue with Blackwall because of the calling. I kind of feel like that is going to happen. This is just me guessing though. It might not. That might not happen. But I feel like, I don't know, something inside me tells me that during Inquisition, he's probably going to start getting symptoms of when he has to go on his calling. I'm still really excited for his romance, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I'm a freaking masochist. I love those storylines. They're just so heartfelt. Like, they hurt. Or you're just like, oh my god, you're ripping my heart out. Why are you doing this to me? But I'm feeling that way with a game. Like, that just blows my mind. I love that. Like, I love when games do that. When they make me feel so much that they've got me sobbing. And I don't want to really, like, jump the gun and say, oh, he's going to be my favorite character. He's going to be such a freaking awesome character. You know, I don't know. I can't say that because I don't know anything about him. I just know a few things. But what we've seen of him really intrigues me. You know how each of the characters has like a description, like a one word or a few words, like a little sentence description? Blackwall is the resolve. What resolve means is to find a solution to a problem. And knowing so far what we know about Blackwall, it makes sense. He's dedicated, he's almost mentor-like, and has spent most of his life alone. He's been on the road for a very long time, and sometimes it takes a toll on him. So again, I love those types of characters, the loner characters, and then all of a sudden they become a part of a team and in even a romance, and it's like, it's hard for them to get into that role as a team member now, and even a romance, especially if he has that whole debate within himself that he's a Grey Warden, and maybe he thinks you shouldn't get into a romantic situation. Like, it's not worth it for you or for the person that is falling in love with you. It's just not. It's not good. It's not right. You're probably just going to end up breaking their heart. Like, I cannot wait. And if it's not like I'm going to feel let down, or I'm not going to be like, screw Blackwall, I don't like him anymore. It was pretty funny because Blackwall's writer, Cheryl Chi, she tweeted, I don't remember what I was talking about on Twitter, and she said, what if What if he doesn't live up to your expectations or something like that? And I was like, girl, he could pretty much just say Hodor throughout the whole game and I'd still love him. Just the potential that that character has is just intriguing. Super, super intriguing, and I'm really, really curious. According to Cheryl Chi, he likes dogs, and I mean, he's Ferelden. I mean, in the letter, he is saying that he's Orlesian, like the wardens that he's speaking to, but he does say it only by address. Wardens don't fly flags; they go where they're placed. But he's not Orlesian. He's just part of the group of wardens that are stationed in Orlais. Blackwall actually became a Grey Warden because he wanted to. He wasn't forced into it. He wasn't conscripted or anything like that. He felt that it was where he could do most good. If you guys haven't read the interview with Cheryl Chi, you should. If you want to know more about how Blackwall is from the writer's mouth, they have the interview on the website, and they also have like a little tiny blurb that I'm going to read a little bit of. The path of a warden is also one of valor, and those who give themselves to the cause are rewarded with the knowledge that they have become something more than they were. Blackwall is one of the rare few wardens who chose, of his own accord, to pick up the shield. He believes so wholeheartedly in the noble idea of the Grey Wardens that he would rather have this life than any other. That, I think, says a lot about his personality. More than him being a Grey Warden that fights the Darkspawn, he is a protector. Even though Wardens are pretty much categorized as being these fighters against blights, Blackwall believes that there isn't just evil when there's blights. You know, Darkspawn aren't the only evil in Thedas, and he wants to protect those that can't protect themselves. He pretty much sounds like the noble knight, the knight that wants to stand up for good, for justice, no matter what the situation. His position in the Wardens during the 5th Blight, which is during the Blight in Dragon Age Origins, he is the Warden Constable. It's not a really high position, but Warden Constable is pretty much the second in command of the Warden Commander. He acts as the field commander and steps in when the Warden Commander is away. If you think of the position that your Warden Commander had during, say, Awakening, or at least my Warden, if my Warden was away, that would have been Blackwall. But now, I mean, 10 years have passed since the 5th Blight. Has Blackwall gone up in position? The way that Blackwall joins the Inquisition is the Inquisition goes looking for the Grey Wardens for some reason. I guess maybe for their help. I don't know. And the Grey Wardens point to Blackwall. So now the Inquisition has to go look for Blackwall because, like I said, he's out roaming around. And then they recruit him, and he feels that in that moment, he could do most good as being part of the Inquisition. He's a veteran. He's been through many battles, many conflicts, and he knows their price. He's aware that in wars, the people who call the shots are often safe in their fortresses. It's the soldiers who die. He's seen people with power abuse it and use it to manipulate others, and he absolutely hates that. He's not going to put himself above the rank and file. He's not better than them. At the end of the day, after all the talk about good and protecting people, he's going to want to have a round of drinks with the rest of the troops and share their stories. I mean, it's not like he's just the goody two-shoes and the guy is like, oh my god, he's just always like preaching about justice and like how great he is and like he's gonna protect you and like, you know, it's not just about that. Like he's cool with just like chilling with you and having a couple drinks. And if you see those concept art pictures, he looks like he's having like such a great time. I love that picture. That was like one of my favorite concept art pictures, and I think it still is, just because it just says so much of, I think, what the party's going to feel like. Just seeing that picture, even before we knew anything about the characters, I was like, that character, the elf, Sarah, she looks like she's like a joker. It looks like she's gonna be really funny. And then we learn about Sarah, and it's like, yeah, she takes the piss out of everything. And then we know Cassandra, and Cassandra's like, you know, she's stone hard, you know, she's serious, and she wants to get right down to the point. She doesn't like beat around the bush. So little jokes and like bar humor would probably like make her be all serious and just sitting there like. And then Blackwall, I just seen that picture. I was like, man, that guy looks like he could just sit and just have a couple drinks with you and just chill and just crack up and just talk about stories. It sounds like he stands for right, but he's gonna get down and dirty with the rest of you. Like he's a soldier just like you guys. He's not like putting himself on a pedestal and like saying, you know what, I'm gonna protect all of you. No, he's like, it's like we're all in this together. While he always keeps a close watch on his conduct, he loosens up around certain people. I think Blackwall's gonna get along well with Cassandra. That's pretty much what we know about Blackwall, and that's some of my speculation, hopes, dreams mixed in there. What are you really looking forward to when it comes to his character? What do you want to know about him where you're like, you know what, I'm really curious to know this about Blackwall? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys haven't seen my interview with Blackwall, I actually interviewed Blackwall. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I do an interview with the characters first as like an introduction to who I'm going to be doing next when it comes to who is blah blah blah. So I did an interview with Blackwall first and then this. So I will be doing another interview with another character. Those are really fun for me to make, and I already know who I'm going to be doing next. So yeah, look forward to that. I'm going to try to do these videos before Inquisition, but I'm not promising anything because I do have to do other videos and I'm going to be cut short on time. But I will be doing videos even after Dragon Age Inquisition releases anyways. So that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.